Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, he spent 33 years with the U.S. Navy. Now he's using his battle-tested leadership skills to help corporate America. His incredible journey just ahead.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I have never served in the military, but I have so much respect for the men and women who have, especially the discipline and all the leadership lessons they learn as they climb the ranks. I am honored to have the Honorable Raymond D. Kemp in the studio. He's an author, speaker, and he rose to the ranks of Fleet Master Chief. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's an honor to be here, Jeff. Very, very happy to be here with you.
Absolutely. And I've got it, full disclosure, he's got so many credentials, we couldn't fit them all on the screen. So why don't we start by sharing kind of your journey. So 33 years in the Navy.
Right.
How young were you when you enlisted?
So I joined up immediately after high school. So 20 days after I graduated high school in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, by the way, I joined at 17 years old. Had to get my mom's permission,
right,
to sign me away. And I turned 18 in boot camp, and my career from there.
And a lot of people will, put in 4 years and then call it quits. What was it about the Navy that made you say, this is going to be my career?
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't really understand it at the time, but my superpower is ADHD. And so the structure within the Navy, I was able to just strive. Left, right, lateral limits were very clear.
Yep.
Rules and regulations, again, very clear. It was a meritocracy, so if you do your best, you can make your way through the ranks, and it was a no-brainer for me.
Okay, so Fleet Master Chief. Explain that, because if you Google it or put it on Wikipedia, right, you'll be impressed.
And I should probably put this on Wiki so they can be even easier. So if your viewers took the time to consider your Chief Human Resource Officer, your Chief Technical Officer, also the Chief Operations Officer, the COO, and merge them into one person, that's what the Fleet Master Chief does.
Wow.
So I had my responsibilities were the continent of Europe, continent of Africa, and the water surrounding us. It's about 55,000, 60,000 people.
Wow.
And to be able to navigate, from the most senior people all the way to the most junior person, that was what I had the honor to do.
And as I was preparing for the show, help me, you broke a color barrier.
I was the first person selected into that position. So there's around 330,000 people or so in the United States Navy. This position, according to the U.S. Code Title 10, only 1% of the total force can be Master Chiefs. And I was one of the 4 Fleet Master Chiefs in the Navy. And I happened to be the senior one, so I was the senior guy. Right?
That is so cool. And more on that in a minute. We found a video, this was done maybe 5 or 6 years ago, in which you're congratulating Chief Petty Officers. Let's go ahead and roll the video.
To the Chiefs and the Chiefs Mess, those who have recently joined our ranks, I say to you, congratulations. You have made it successfully through Phase 2. What a great day. I certainly hope that you are able to articulate clearly to your families what it means to be a chief in the world's finest Navy, to be part of the top 10% that our Navy has to offer and our enlisted force. Congratulations once again to you, to your families. Please, oh please, make it clear to them the importance and how much we rely on you in our Navy for leadership. Now, it's time for you to be the chief. Be the chief. Step out there right now and be that subject matter expert. Step out right now and lead your sailors. Help guide and groom and create an environment for growth. Help to coach them in a way that they can be successful. And I'll tell you right now, chiefing ain't easy. It just ain't easy. Very factually, That process that you just completed, CPO 365 Phase 2, was supposed to be hard so that you would be strong, that you would be bold and courageous, and so be that. The Navy needs you right now, and if the Navy needs you, that means that our nation needs you, and as the leader of the free world, that means that the world needs you. So be the chief and do it well. And thankfully, you've got resources. 30,000 of us. There are 30,000 chiefs in our Navy. Use all of your resources, not just technology. Reach out and you go see that chief. You go see that senior chief, that master chief, that command master chief perhaps. You use those resources that you have been fully welcomed into. Use those resources to the benefit of our mission, of our sailors, and even for yourselves. Do that and be strong. And lastly, I'll tell you, being the chief, I have an expectation that you are guiding your sailors when it comes down to getting to the left of destructive decision making. Now, yes, alcohol is certainly the cause of many of our destructive decisions, but there are other abusive habits that could create destructive decisions. My expectation is that you lead your sailors beyond those destructive decisions, beyond the misuse of alcohol or any other substance out there. Guide them in a way that they can be successful. Help us get to the left of those destructive decisions so that we can be a better and more effective fighting force. Our sailors are more innovative, they are more creative, they are more willing to be a part of our mission when they are doing it with a healthy lifestyle. And my expectation of you, Chief, is to ensure that you are a part of that healthy lifestyle, that lifestyle of education, because we're always learning. We must always seek knowledge and useful knowledge for the betterment of our fellow sailors and for our mission and for ourselves. We must always seek after that. A lifestyle of fitness, very, very important to our Navy, and then treating each other with dignity and respect. So do that, do it well. I'll be right here, right by your side, fighting for victory. Strength and honor. Fleet Camp out.
Who's pride? Chief's pride. Who's pride? Chief's pride.
I wish we had a camera on you when you were watching that, because it's not like you watch that all the time. You haven't seen that in 7 years.
I don't even remember the last time I saw it, but I felt all of those folks, the tears that you saw in some of those sailors, the running at the end, calling cadence, and I appreciate you having that.
Yeah, wow. Of course. Well, I want to talk about your leadership style, because even within the military, there's not one size fits all. So what was, were you more of like a mentor leader, or how would you describe yourself?
So towards the end of my career, I was the face and the example for many of the senior leaders to follow. So in that environment, yes, I was much more of a mentor, basically saying, hey, get your finger in my belt loop and keep up. Let me show you what right looks like. Yeah. And then let me help show you how to be that example for your people. My most natural style is coaching. Yeah, I feel like I can't be overwhelmed by information.
Yes.
So I want to be right by your side, helping you tweak and build that model to the highest, the closest that we can get to perfection.
Outstanding. We're going to put your book on the screen. It's called Building Resilience for Hybrid Success, Anchored in Adaptability.
Yeah.
Tell us about the book.
So the book it started from a conversation. I said, what a great time it is to be a leader. And one of my buddies said, well, these people aren't the same. I'm like, oh, but they are. If you apply the principles that we use in the Navy to create that environment of growth for other people, communicate that with them fairly, treat them with dignity and respect, then you can create that environment where people will be more loyal, they will be more resilient, and that'll be a benefit to your company, bottom line, and within the organization.
Outstanding. So you're a very successful author, speaker, coach. We're going to pull up your website, and as we scroll down the website, talk about the kinds of leaders you like to work with.
I tell you, I like to work with the more diverse the group, the better. And I don't mean just by ethnicity and gender and so forth. I mean the more diverse thinkers. They're the ones who really need to understand the why of the company. Sure. Have that conveyed to them so that they can, put their energy towards it, create synergy so that the organization can grow and be strong. And
obviously there's a difference between leading in the military and leading in corporate America. It's You can't say just because I said so, right? So it's probably more collaborative in corporate America.
Very true.
Talk about some of the lessons you impart to leaders in corporate America.
One thing I would reveal is that even these days, in my time in the Navy, the days of because I said so started to fade very quickly with technology. And so creating an environment of trust with your folks quickly is very important. The trust is going to yield a measure of inclusion, that inclusion on to collaboration. And whether it be in uniform in the world's finest Navy or in another military, highly structured environment, or, here at your organization, when people understand why they're there and the impact and influence that they have in the organization, because we're communal, we're very naturally working hard to create that internal, we, not me environment. And that's what I'd like to convey to executives.
Absolutely. And you're a very popular keynote speaker. So when you're booked to speak, what are you often called to speak about?
Usually it is having difficult conversations, understanding why. One of my favorite keynotes is, do you really want to be a leader? Because oftentimes when you see people do it, it's just so different when it's you actually doing the leading.
Right. And you also have another title, American Battle Monuments Commission, and you are the commissioner. Okay, right. Explain what that is.
Sure. So we have a commission that is in charge of 27 cemeteries, 31 monuments in 17 countries around the world. So hopefully your listeners and viewers had the opportunity to see our 80th commemoration of the landing of D-Day. Well, that was hosted by the American Battle Monuments Commission. Nice. So we have pristine monuments and cemeteries around the world to ensure that time does not dim the character of those folks who have gone before this. So time will not dim the glory of their deeds. And so that's our intention.
Well, let's spend a little bit of time talking about all the international conflicts that we face right now. So what are your thoughts? Right, we've got Ukraine going on, we've got the Middle East going on, we've got a lot of saber rattling with China and Taiwan.
Very true.
It seems like a tense time.
Well, in these tense times, I think a measure of consistency is important, for our military services to stand in, and for our companies, very honestly, who are out operating in foreign nations. It's important that we are consistent, that we treat those other nations and those involved in those conflicts with a high level of dignity and respect, honoring their opinion and the stance that they're taking in whatever that conflict may be, so that we maintain the peace while we're there. Now, politically speaking and from a military point of view, well, we must stand firm on the policies, conventions, and the understandings that we have with various different nations like NATO and those who are part of the UN. I mean, we must stand and defend our friends and those who we have partnerships with. But the most important thing I think all of us as individuals can do is treat each other with dignity and respect no matter where we are.
Outstanding. We're almost out of time. So final thoughts. What would you like to leave people with?
Well, what I like to leave everyone with is one of my favorite things to consider is what are our responsibilities? And the way I think to capture that is with 10 two-letter words. 10 two-letter words that will make you certainly a better leader, and I would challenge a better person. Those 10 words, Jeff, are, if it is to be, it is up to me. Not asking for anything, just give me the opportunity to do my best. And if we can get everyone, our children, ourselves included, if it is to be, it is up to me, we can change the world.
Wow. Well, I can see why you've been so successful. Much continued success in the future. We're going to end with his website, which is kemp-solutions.com. The Honorable Raymond D. Kemp. Thanks for coming on the show.
My pleasure.
That's it for now. We'll see you next time.